Hey parents, this video is probably gonna honestly, possibly tick you off just a little bit. It's gonna get you a little frustrated, a little upset, or maybe a lot frustrated and a lot of upset because too often, way too often, still today, doctors will meet with parents. Standard, average pediatrician doctors will sit down with parents who have a baby who's up all night crying, colicky, constipated, refluxy, and say, don't worry, some kids are just this way. Don't worry, they'll grow out of it. Still today, average pediatricians, standard doctors sit down with parents whose child is having ear infection after ear infection, croup after croup, RSV, respiratory infection, strep after strep, and they say, don't worry. Some kids just have these funky eustachian tubes, shorter eustachian tubes, horizontal eustachian tubes. Don't worry about these chronic ear infections. They will grow out of it. And still today, too many, the vast majority of pediatricians and doctors who we're supposed to trust with our kids sit down with parents whose 2-year-old and 3-year-old and preschooler is having tantrums and meltdowns all day, every day, in school, in Target, in restaurants, isn't sleeping well, isn't developing, isn't hitting their milestones, and they say, don't worry, they'll grow out of it. If you've been told, don't worry, they'll grow out of it, and you know in your mom heart, mom soul, mom gut, dad heart, dad soul, dad gut, I don't think that's true. If you've thought to yourself silently, internally, I think there's more going on. I'm concerned there's more going on. I'm here to tell you with this video, and I'll walk you through the science for a couple of minutes. You are absolutely right. Kids do not grow out of colic. Kids do not grow out of chronic ear infections. Kids don't grow out of constipation and difficulty sleeping, and they don't grow out of tantrums, and they don't grow out of meltdowns and the terrible 2s and the terrible 3s. The neurology behind what we call the perfect storm is this. They grow into other conditions. We just call them something differently. What the medical system is actually specializing in these days for our little ones is simply punting the problem to A, another specialist, and B, later on down the road. Now, this is a big issue because the science behind colic, sensory processing, autism, ADHD, anxiety, constipation, chronic autoimmune challenges is actually all the same. And it goes all the way down to the central or autonomic nervous system. What we find in all of our pediatric patients, whether it's a 2-month-old with colic and constipation and reflux, a 2-year-old with some sensory issues, sleep challenges, and motor and speech delays, or a 5-year-old diagnosed with autism, ADHD, or a 15-year-old diagnosed with anxiety and other sort of challenges in that part of life, is we find the exact same neurology when we metaphorically pop the hood and actually look for the root cause of their condition instead of just throwing a bunch of symptoms, calling it labeling it, diagnosing it, and saying, good luck, parents. Hopefully they grow out of it. The truth is, in all of those cases, those kids have what's called a subluxated, stressed out, wound up, stuck nervous system. Specifically, the side of the nervous system called the sympathetic fight or flight side of the nervous system is overactive, overstimulated in the colicky kiddo, the sensory kiddo, and the anxious kiddo. And so even though it gets a different diagnosis at a different age and gets kicked out to a different specialist and this and that and everything else, parents, you've known all along something else is going on. Something more is going on. And what I'm here to tell you is the medical system does not understand functional neurology and root cause challenges like we do in pediatric chiropractic and our PX Docs network. In today's world, thankfully, you can find videos like this, you can find information like this, and you can find a different doctor who will look through a different lens. See, if you're chasing symptoms, you're not finding root causes. If you look into neurology, because neurology controls digestion, controls immune function, controls the respiratory system, controls our social, emotional regulation, and our brain and neurological development. Once you get that nervous system figured out, you get everything figured out. So this video is here to share the truth with you that no, your baby didn't grow out of colic. They grew into something else. They didn't grow out of their chronic ear infections. They've probably grown into chronic autoimmune challenges like allergies, like autoimmune, and like a compromised immune system where they pick up every cold and keep it all winter long. And those tantrums and those meltdowns that they said, don't worry, they're just red haired, they're just a little boy, they'll grow out of it. Well, now that's why they're struggling with behavior and focus and impulsiveness and hyperactivity and maybe even anxiety anxiety, and emotional challenges in school and in later life. Again, different diagnosis, same science, same neurology. You deserve to find out exactly what's going on with your child, no matter where you are in this perfect storm pathway. And the way you do that is you keep learning more. We have some really great articles, videos, and other information on our website. And we also, in our offices, we use an incredible piece of technology called the Insight Scans, where we can actually measure, quantify, and locate that stress, that subluxation, that sympathetic overreactive side of the nervous system. And here's what's awesome is the colicky baby scan looks exactly like the sensory stressed out ADHD anxiety kiddo later on, which means this final most important part of the video, which means when you get a pediatric chiropractor on your team who knows how to make adjustments that release that stress, that lower that sympathetic tone, that activate the brake pedal, the calming, the sleeping, the relaxing side of the nervous system, you can get your child out of this storm, whether they're brand new babies or older kiddos. The nervous system in our kids is still plastic, even when they're older, meaning it can change. Just like it got stressed out, it can get unwound, it can get released, it can get unraveled. And that's what our network of pediatric chiropractors does. And no one else in healthcare does this because no one else in healthcare is even looking in the right place to find the common theme and the common thread behind all of these conditions. So if you've been told, don't worry, they'll grow out of it, and your mom gut told you, I am worried, something else is going on, get your hope restored, get your answers found, and most importantly, get the drug-free action steps that only a neurologically focused pediatric chiropractor can provide you, your child, and your family. All the links, all the information you need should be in the copy with this video. Comment below, ask any questions you have, send us a DM, and please share this video with as many other moms who you know have been told this not truth at all. Don't worry, they'll grow out of it, and they need help too. Please share this on your page, in Facebook groups, wherever you find it. We love you. We're here to help. We're here to share truth, hope, answers, and drug-free help. See you on the next one.